Hi there, I hope you are doing great. Today I'm going to be talking about the iPad Air 4th generation, and I'm going to try to make this video in one take. I just got this iPad Air 4th generation, and instead of doing an unboxing and showing the package contents, I just wanted to talk about what I use it for and really why did I get it. I really wanted to get the iPad Pro instead, mainly because it has a brighter display, the 120 Hz refresh rate, and the Face ID, and a few more cameras. But the iPad 4th generation is cheaper. It has a newer CPU actually. It has the A14 Bionic CPU, and since the iPad Pro has been out for a while, I decided I could live without these features and get the iPad Air instead. So when Apple decides to update the iPad Pro line, I think I am probably going to upgrade to it. I previously had the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and I realized that what I do on it, it can be easily be done on an iPad like this. And what is that? Well, it's basically surfing the internet, watching YouTube videos, watching Netflix, listening to podcasts, things like that. And that's obviously something you can do on an iPad, and you don't even need an iPad to do that. You can use mostly any internet connected cheap device nowadays to do that. So using a high-end laptop like the 16-inch MacBook Pro for things like that probably is a little bit overkill. But getting the Apple Magic Keyboard, it really makes this iPad Air like a laptop replacement. And as I said, I'm not going to do any advanced takes here, so it works really well. You just take the, let's see if we can get this to work. It attaches by magnets. The Apple keyboard looks like this, and you take the iPad, you just line it up with the camera in the keyboard here. You just place the iPad on here, and it will just snap on the keyboard case with magnets. So now I can easily use the Magic Keyboard and type out notes in Apple Notes, and yeah, use it like a regular keyboard. And the trackpad also works really well, so if you're used with the trackpad on an Apple laptop, I think you will feel right at home using the keyboard here. The keyboard is really expensive, and you also have other options like this. You have a cheaper Folio keyboard you can use, and you also have some third-party options from, for example, Logitech and things like that. So you don't really need to get the Apple keyboard, but you can if you want. It also doubles as a cover, so when you close it down, your device is protected. It also supports the Apple Pencil. You can attach the pencil over here. I don't have the Apple Pencil here, but it will attach here using magnets. The keyboard also have a USB charge port. It's here. So that means that you can charge the iPad using this port, and that will also free up one of the ports here, so you can connect things like, for example, a USB or a USB-C card reader like this. While you are charging it using this case, and you can go into, for example, files. You can access your SD device here and see what you have on it. Let's see what I have here. Oh, look, it's someone I know. You can also use this port to charge your iPhone. So if I take my iPhone here and just try to leave it on the keyboard there without dropping it, hopefully, in the floor, and you just take the cable and you connect it here, and you can see that the iPhone hopefully will charge. Yes. So now the iPhone is charging from the built-in battery in the iPad. I said I was going to do this in one take. Obviously that's not happening. So, as I said in the title of this video, I am going to talk about what do I use the iPad for. Well, it's basically really simple actually. I write on it. I write what I'm going to say in my YouTube videos, like I have done here. I use, for example, the YouTube Studio app to answer comments from you guys watching my videos, and I use it as a media consumption device. I watch YouTube, surf the internet, listen to podcasts, things like that. I've been doing that on my work laptop, actually watching YouTube and things like that. And that laptop is from Dell, and it's really slow. But using the iPad Air, it's really fast. Things load fast, YouTube loads fast, opening up emails loads fast. I mean, it's a lot more fun to use if you're consuming media compared to the Dell laptop I have. When I open up YouTube, it takes a while to load, and I can't do anything else on the machine when I'm watching YouTube on it. But the iPad Air feels really snappy, it feels really fast, and yeah, it just works very good for these types of things. I also answer and write emails. It makes it also very easy when you have the keyboard. I also do some occasional gaming. I've been recently having some fun or trying out old school RuneScape. It's not really a game that is the graphics is not something that's taxed the system, but it's just fun to have some games on it. The game library on iOS and the games on iPad is also something that is just getting better and increasing. So in the future we will also have a lot of other good quality games on the iPad. So there's a lot of, if you're interested in casual gaming, there's a lot of options on the iPad ecosystem as well. It's lightweight, so I take it with me at work when I travel, so I don't have to mix work and private things on my work laptop. But for real gaming and music production, the desktop PC in this room is of course number one. But there's a lot of situations where you don't need this desktop PC. As I said earlier, writing, answering emails, answering comments from you guys, watching content and things like that. And this is where a device like this, like the iPad, shines. And I'm not always able or want to sit in this room. Sometimes I want to be upstairs with my wife, and then I can have this device and do that kind of work on. I think the iPad can serve as a laptop replacement for a lot of people. It's a small device, lightweight, easy to take with you, and it has a great battery life. You have the iOS ecosystem where things just work, and some people, they may argue that the iOS ecosystem is a lockdown and you can't do absolutely anything you want with it, and that's true. But if you want to go into the BIOS, or if you want to install Linux or something, the iPad is probably not for you. That's why I have a desktop PC as well, where I can do things like that. I'm a technology fan. I can see the use case of both sides, if you will. There are also rumors that Apple is going to bring over their music production software, namely a Logic, over to the iPad. I mean the fully fledged version. And I think they will announce that with probably the release of an updated iPad Pro. I'm not sure about that. It's not something I know. It's what I think. But the future is exciting, and we already have applications like Photoshop and Lightroom on the iPad, and they run very smoothly. I can at least show you. So when I was visiting a place here in Norway, you can see that the photo is a little bit underexposed, and I can go in here and edit the raw file. I can just press auto here if I want, and you can see that exposure is corrected. But I can also go in here, and I can go here into light. I can bring up the shadows, and I can bring up the exposure a little bit like that. And you can see there is no lag, there is no type of, you don't get that beach ball, you don't get any lag. It just chews through the file without any problem at all. And as for music production, there's a ton of applications for that. I'm interested in music production. If you have followed my channel for a while, I do produce some tracks. And for example, here we have an application. Just downloaded it, and you can make some chords on it. Try to make a melody like this, and you can just play around, have some fun. Let's see if we go to minor, A minor, and press here. You get. So if I like this melody, I can press export here, and I can go to files, and you can see that I have connected my desktop PC via the network here. So I can save the files to my desktop PC, and then I can import the file on my PC and continue working on that, or continue working on it there. So can the iPad Air be a laptop replacement? Well, I think it's a difficult question to answer, and it really depends on how you work. If you have a room like this, like I have, if you have a dedicated space, and if you have a desktop PC, and you do your main work here, like I do, I think that yes, maybe the iPad can be a laptop replacement. But if you live on the road, if you don't have a space like this, if you are a very mobile person, and if you do music production and content creation and things like that, I think the iPad ecosystem is getting really close. But for true content creation and work on a mobile device, I think you should get a laptop for that, if that's your only device. If you are a regular person living at home, you just watch some YouTube, write some emails, play some games, things like that, you don't do anything advanced, I think it really could be a laptop replacement for most people, and I am excited to see what Apple will come up with when they update the iPad Pro. So if you have a device like this, what is your main use? What do you use it for? Tell me in the comments below. Have I missed something? I know I haven't talked that much about the cameras. I'm not really that interested in cameras, but the iPad Air has one and the iPad Pro has a few more. And if you don't have one, there are links in the description below to Amazon where you can get one yourself. It won't cost you anything extra, but it will give me a small percentage back to me. With that said, make sure to click that bell so you get notified when I release a new video. Subscribe to the channel, and that was basically all for today. I will see you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.